Hey everyone, what up? Matt Kaiser here. With the upcoming Fate Samurai Remnant on the horizon for September 29, 2023, I thought I would do my best to cover this game and list down 10 things that you need to know and get excited for this game in particular. But before I begin doing all that stuff, if you like what you've seen here, then by all means, like the video, click that subscribe button if you're new, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to get updated by all future videos of Fate Samurai Remnant as well as other JRPG content. Not only that, but I'm also aiming to reach a milestone of 500 subscribers, and if I do reach that milestone, I'll be able to play as well as review on what many consider to be the greatest JRPG masterpiece of all time, which is the legendary Chrono Trigger. So by all means, do yourself a favor. And with that, prepare your command seals and get ready for combat. New original title. So Fate Samurai Remnant is both the upcoming and latest entry in the long-running Fate franchise. But not only that, unlike say the Extella games for example, which were part of the Fate Extraverse in some sort of way, this new one in particular is its brand known, unique, alternate universe in a way, similar to how Fate Apocrypha is compared to Fate Stay Night, meaning that Fate fans can enjoy what this new game will bring compared to the other Fate titles, and those who haven't got into Fate can still potentially enjoy this one as they don't need prior knowledge of other Fate titles to get into this one, as this game will have its own unique original story, with a lot of the characters themselves being mostly original exclusive to this game in particular. Story. So the story of Fate Samurai Remnant takes place in Edo, Japan, where you get to play as protagonist Miyamoto Iori, who was once the adopted son and apprentice of a great swordsman known as Miyamoto Musashi. Not only that, but one day he would later receive an unfamiliar bruise on the back of his hand, which to us Fate fans, you know what that means. Not only that, but later he would be soon himself trapped into the midst of a horrific conflict known as the Waxing Moon Ritual, which is this version's take on the Holy Grail War, where 7 other masters would summon heroic spirits to be as their servants, to fight against each other to claim the Waxing Moon, a device that can potentially grant anyone's wish. Iori would then later summon his own servant, known as Saber, and together they will have to form a bond in order to survive against the other masters and servants, to reclaim this Waxing Moon for themselves. Not only that, but along the way they will also encounter other rogue servants who can join them alongside their battle. Familiar faces. While most of the cast for Fate Samurai Remnant are completely original and exclusive to this game as of now, some of the servants here, especially the rogue ones, and a few main servants, are completely from other Fate titles in general, like the cases with Lancer and Berserker here being Jolta and Musashi from Fate Go respectively, as well as some other rogue servants like Archer, Lancer, Rider, Caster and Assassin here being from other past Fate titles, some of them from either Fate Extella, Fate Go, or even the original Fate Stay Night, especially with the case of Rogue Lancer being other than Kukulane, and I hope he lives a very peaceful and happy life throughout the end of this game. Not only that, but players will also encounter a mysterious character named Boss, who has gold hair, yellow eyes, a commanding and probably sassy voice, and is running a shop called Babylonia. And totally doesn't remind me of a certain jerk who was in other Fate titles before. You know, filthy mongrel. Omega Force. Now, Fate Samurai Remnant is being developed by Koei Tecmo's Omega Force, and if that name does sound familiar to you guys, it's primarily because they are known for making very fast-paced action Musou games with the whole 1 vs 1000 battles, and their portfolio contains things like the Dynasty Warriors series, as well as things like Fire Emblem Warriors and Three Hopes, as well as Persona 5 Strikers and Hyrule Warriors, both the original and Age of Calamity. But however, for this new title in particular, they seem to be going in a more RPG action kind of route, with some new elements that are quite different compared to what you probably previously played. If you're a fan of their work, then you most certainly will likely have a good time with this. And honestly, myself, I really like Fire Emblem Warriors and Free Hope, so I myself am very looking forward to this game in particular. Combat. Now, Fate Samurai Remnant is an action RPG made by Koei Tecmo's Omega Force, and this puts an emphasis on both your master and servant who are having to work together during battles, as you'll be able to control them during said battles and using their bond with each other to survive. You'll be able to use a variety of attacks to gain advantage while assessing the enemy and situation of the battle, and both master and servant have their own completely different perks. For Yori's case, his weapon choice is swords, and he can switch between 5 different stances, each with their own perks. For example, Earth stance is excellent for defense, while Water stance is best suited for fighting multiple opponents at once. But if he is unable to use his sword for certain enemies, he can use magic to counter them. Not only that, but for Saber's case, she can fight with great power as a servant and shoot water from their sword. Not only that, but even the strongest enemies would stand no chance against Saber's brilliant swordplay, and when you control Iori, your servant will be able to make decisions and act independently. Not only that, but when you are as a human, which has been Iori, you can't be able to overcome powerful enemies such as servants. However, if the enemy shell gauge is depleted by Saber's affinity technique, Iori's attacks will be able to reach them and attack them. Not only that, but throughout the game you'll also be able to have rogue servants who will be your allies, who form a bond throughout the whole Waxing Moon ritual, and overwhelm any enemies that stand in your way with their own true unrivaled power. So overall, expect some really fast-paced and dynamic combat, as well as some team synergy within this one. Not only that, but you have a certain amount of playable characters, whether it is either Iori, Saber, or any of the rogue servants you come across. Exploration and side activities. Throughout this game, you'll be able to explore the town of Edo and experience a variety of activities, such as wandering the streets in the company of various servants, as well as shopping at the mysterious store Babylonia, or visiting very popular places throughout Edo, Japan itself. Not only that, but you'll be accompanied mostly by Saber, who's particularly keen to discover life in Edo. Not only that, but Iori will be also able to complete a variety of side quests to earn money and much needed materials. He'll also be even called to arbitrate fights. As Edo itself is divided into several districts, players can move from one to another using the world map, which will show them where to progress throughout the story of the whole Waxing Moon ritual, and Saber will also mark places of interest on the map. Some of the rogue servants who you accompany with will also suggest subquests called digressions, as they'll progress through those different digressions, and together you'll be able to increase their bond levels with the rogue servants who do accompany with Iori. Not only that, but you'll also be able to do some things like you'll replenish health at a food stall, interact with the people of Edo, Japan, and most importantly of all, do lots of mini games, including things like playing with dogs and cats, meaning of course you get to both pet the dog and cat in this game. And if Fate Samurai Remnant is not Game of the Year material for that alone, then I don't know what is. Additions and DLC. So Fate Samurai Remnant will obviously have both the standard and digital deluxe editions, which you can currently pre-order. With the digital deluxe edition, for example, including things like the base game, a digital art book and soundtrack, as well as the season pass, which will also include 3 sets of upcoming DLC. Not only that, but you also get an item known as the Hallowed Relic Sword Mountings. And if you are able to pre-order the standard or the deluxe edition by 28th of September 2023, You will also be able to receive the Phantasmal dress for Miyamoto Musashi as a pre-order bonus. And additionally, there's also a special treasure box version of the game that's also available for pre-orders, exclusively through Koei Tecmo's Europe online site. And this treasure box will include things like the stunning Fate Samurai Remnant material art book, as well as a B2 size cloth poster, original soundtrack, command spell stickers, bonus costume DLC, set of 2 costumes, as well as the original short story translation book, and a collectible box. So make sure if you're interested in any of those, you pre-order now. Fate Samurai Remnant Joe. Now, if you really are excited for Fate Samurai Remnant and want something like a refresher or something to really get excited for while the game takes a while to come out, then I suggest you read this one-shot manga adaptation prelude known as Fate Samurai Remnant Joe, which is none other than again a manga adaptation prelude which gives you a taste of what the game is like but in manga form, and while it doesn't contain any spoilers, it gives you a little taste on what this game really is all about in terms of its story. And honestly, it's well made, and honestly, it's a very good read if you want to, have some time to sink into, and honestly, just get excited. Honestly, I read it myself, and I highly recommend anyone who's interested in this game to also give this a read if you want some time to kill while the game officially releases soon. Fate staff involvement. Now, while this game is primarily done by Koei Tecmo, the game will also have some staff from the Fate franchise in general supervising it. Like the general supervision will be done by none other than the man who gave us the Fate series in the first place, Kunoko Nasu, as well as the man who created the whole Nasuverse. Not only that, but supervision will be done by also Type Moon, and obviously this game is also in cooperation with Aniplex. And in terms of story, the supervisors that will be doing the story will include then Fate veterans like Hikaru Sakurai and Yuichiro Higashide. I apologize if I do in future reference do butcher that. I do apologize. But other than that, expect them to keep an eye on this title to make sure that this game is worthy of being the next installment of the Fate franchise, and to have that particular Fate feel that other titles in the series are primarily known for. Platforms and release date. In terms of platforms, Fate Samurai Remnant will be launching on a multitude of them, and will be releasing for 29th of September 2023 for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. And also worth mentioning that by 21st of September, we'll be also getting a special live stream at the Tokyo Game Show regarding this game that will be broadcast on Koei Tecmo Japan's official YouTube channel. And this live stream will not only provide more information about this game, but it will also showcase gameplay using characters that have never been played before. So look forward to that, as well as I'll be also covering what they will entail from this live stream alone. With that said and done, I think that's 10 things that you need to know and get excited for Fate Samurai Remnant. So I ask you, are you really looking forward to this game like I am? Let me know down in the comments down below. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And so until then, see you guys in the next video. Mad Kaiser out.